No Cheeto fights this time. Who farted?
Is that enough?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Sure this is gonna work?
Trust me, birds love Cheetos.
That's how they did it in the big green, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Here they come! Okay, bad idea. We're not gonna do that again. Hello and welcome back to Inside Quotes, the show where my brother and I rewatch, review, and relive the staples of our childhood. This is episode 124, and I'm your host Jeremy, and with me today is my older brother Jonathan. Jonathan, welcome back to the show.
Quack, quack, everybody. Well, I'm hoping and I'm praying and I'm searching and I'm looking and I'm eating and I'm thinking that it's just a matter of time till you're a pearl and I'm going to get you, my little old girl.
Well, I didn't know you were channeling Deputy Dog over here.
You
Man.
got to. You got to see it through, my boy.
Gots to channel in. All right.
This is Deputy Dog's movie.
It really is. Well, we are covering the 1995 classic staple of our childhood, The Big Green. Jonathan, where were you in 1995? Man, Cheetos really get stuck in your teeth. Just one Cheeto.
I was still pretty young. I was like 3. So I don't think that I saw this in theaters on its original run, but I have seen this movie in the theater.
What?
So maybe I'll save that story.
Okay.
Or I'll tell it now.
What year did you see it in theaters?
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of hazy for me.
Oh.
But I have a memory of seeing this movie at like the Dollar Theater. So you probably don't even remember this.
I've never even been to a Dollar Theater.
Tampa had like a Dollar Theater or like a second run theater.
Really?
For a little while. And I feel like I have a memory of Dad taking me and then our 2 older brothers, Larry and Justin, to go see this movie.
Okay.
At the theater. But from what I remember, I had seen it already. Like we had it at home.
Oh, really?
But we went to the theater to watch it because I guess we just needed to get out of the house. I actually don't know why we went. Or I'm conflating the memories and just we did see it and it was very young. Or I was very young. But I'm pretty sure that's what happened is we went to this like Dollar Theater.
But it wasn't 1995.
Yeah, I think
it
it
may
was.
have been. Maybe Mom was pregnant with me, or maybe I was just born.
Maybe.
And maybe she wanted to just not have the other 3 kids, so she made Dad take you.
That very well could be. I feel like it was like a few years later. Yeah.
Well,
where were you in 95? Oh, we established
I was not born. So I don't really actually remember the first time I saw this. Obviously, being a young kid, I'm like getting this movie confused with Sandlot.
It's easy to do.
It's got 2 of the same actors from Sandlot. But yeah, no, it's always been really, really funny. But it's definitely one of your favorite movies, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, the whole family, I mean, all the brothers, we all liked this movie and watched it a lot. So it makes sense for you to like, it's just always been there for you.
Yeah,
like we just were always watching it. Yeah. But it was a pretty big one in our house for sure. Do you think this movie is the reason we like soccer in our family?
Dude, I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe y'all played soccer before I did. That's for
Mhm.
sure. I would probably say I wanted to play soccer because I played FIFA with you guys on
That
Justin's
that's part of it
PlayStation
too.
1.
I mean, Justin was the soccer player more so than
Yeah.
anyone else for sure. And I
Yeah.
think he liked the movie. But between him and this movie and FIFA, yeah.
And goal 2, goal 3, Shaolin soccer,
Shaolin soccer.
kicking and screaming. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't expect me to say the Shaolin soccer.
Mhm. I was going to bring that up. I wasn't
We'd
expecting
cover
you to
that
go
one.
goal 2 and goal 3.
Nobody was. I don't think they would. But yeah, we would cover Shaolin soccer, but we don't know Mandarin, so that's a Mandarin movie and not a Mandarin
Yeah, we didn't quote that one.
podcast. Yeah, we can't quote that.
We just like sometimes write the subtitles out to each other, you know.
That's funny.
I love it. Anytime like I think of like foreign films, I think of those like Stephen Chow, like Shaolin soccer,
Yeah.
Kung Fu Hustle, that kind of thing. And that's never what anyone else is talking. Like if you're talking about like, oh, I'm really into like Kung Fu films and like Asian cinema. I'm like, oh, you know Shaolin soccer, right? Like they
What? I
don't.
thought he
They
was a
don't.
really famous director.
He is a famous director, but it's like what he does isn't serious. It's like too comic. Like it's too
Yeah.
funny. It's not like legit serious Kung Fu cinema, you know.
It's good quality Kung Fu cinema.
Mm-hmm.
He made Bruce Lee famous, is what I heard.
I don't know who you're talking to.
He's Jackie Chan's mom. Soccer. Let's just talk soccer. What are your stats middle school? Let me know. We all played soccer.
I've still got my jersey from FCA. I was number 33.
Really? Did you get to keep your jerseys?
Actually, well, we did. I got to keep
Oh, weren't they
mine,
the maroon ones?
because we switched. So we got
Yeah.
like because we like got new jerseys and they were gonna get rid of them, and because our mom
Yeah.
worked at the school, we're like, hey, do you want to take a jersey? So I took my jersey from when I played.
Oh.
But
Nice. Got that little nepotiz
mhm.
benefiting the closet. You still wear it sometimes?
Yeah, under here, yeah. No, I don't know where it is. It's packed
it's
away
in
in
your
a box
closet?
or something.
No, you don't even want to put that on.
It's not hanging up. Otherwise, I
okay.
would have wore it. I do have a soccer jersey for Orlando City Soccer Club MLS, but they're
Mhm.
purple, and I put it on, and I just blend in camouflage with my background. So it wasn't.
We'd have to change the
need-
branding for that one.
So I went big green colors here.
That's good. I did too. I feel like this movie's a flannel type movie.
Mhm.
None of these kids had uniforms till the end of the movie, anyways. So
I know they had egg cartons as shin guards.
that was
Which-
awesome.
These days, that's just as expensive, right?
Yep. That was really good. Current event comedy.
There you go. There you
That
go.
was really good bits. You should stand up on that. I don't remember. I mean, I do remember a lot of my soccer days. I do remember that my coach would like chew orange peels on the sidelines and spit them out.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe that. I've never seen anybody do that, so I feel like he used to chew tobacco or something. I don't know.
He would chew the peels.
Yeah, he would chew just the orange peels. He would eat the
Oh.
orange and then he would like put one in and just chew on it for a couple
Okay.
whistles and then spit it out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was weird, but anyways, like the guy, he was good. I didn't score too much. I was more of a defender / goalie.
Okay.
I did score one. I do my first goal. It was in 7th grade. No, 6th. It was 6th grade. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I never scored at one school. because I played defense, but then I got placed as forward in 6th grade because it was a new school for me. And I made 1 goal. Maybe I made 2 goals that
Wow.
season. And that was big for me because I was like, dang, I am not good at soccer if I'm not scoring.
Mhm.
But and then 8th grade I became the goalie. So
Mhm.
I am a goaltending goon, if you will. I very much align with
Larry.
Larry, not our older brother Larry. Although he did also play goalie, I heard. So, but no, Larry from this movie, The Big Green, who
Mhm.
also was the catcher in Sandlot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, pork
Ham porter.
chop.
Oh man, it's a sports movie, and we don't have.
I know we don't have pork chop on
on
here.
or
He doesn't
Caleb.
have a new podcast or something right now.
Yeah,
So.
when he starts, if you're listening,
Yeah, when he starts a new one. Shout out to Pork.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I do have one more like big green-ish memory for soccer. I like was stupid. I was so used to being in the goal, and we were doing it was during practice, and we were doing this thing where we would like take penalty kicks, I guess, but then we'd have to take a lap around, like after like a lap around the box.
Mhm.
And I shot it, and I went to go get my ball out of the net because I scored. And then I started, and then they already had another ball, and so
Mhm.
I didn't know which direction I was going, and I didn't think they were ready to shoot, and I get my ball out from the net, and I start walking in front of the goal, and all of a sudden Holly Gurink just nails one and hits me in the side of the head as I'm walking away.
Mhm.
So cartoonish. I was so mad, but it was also my fault because I walked in front of the goal. I should have gone the other way around. But yeah. Anyways,
Hmm.
you remember your first goal?
I do remember. It's my
It's
first
it's a
game.
formative. What?
Yeah,
Oh man, I put in a couple
yeah.
years before I got my first goal.
No, so
Very
at
formative
FCA,
time.
you could join the JV soccer team in 4th grade.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that was like one of those things like, oh, I couldn't wait to get to 4th grade because then you could play sports. Because
Yeah.
we didn't do like Little League or any of that stuff. We
did
could
Cub
play at
Scouts.
school. Yeah, we had Cub Scout responsibilities, to take care of.
Which don't regret that for the world.
But yeah, so I mean, I ended up getting put as like forward. And I remember scoring
Striker for our listeners across the pond.
Sure. Yeah.
You played striker.
And I remember scoring like my very first game. And I was like, oh, like I might actually be like pretty good at this.
I could
actually
get used to this. I might go pro after this. Maybe 5th grade. Might take 6th grade off because I might be recruited. Dang,
so
dude.
Soccer was definitely my best sport for sure.
Yeah.
And I didn't score every game, but I did score a lot. So that was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I remember Mom filmed one game one time, and I don't know if we've got the video of it somewhere, but like
Dude,
she like caught this like really cool moment of mine because like we had this like I was like going up the field with the ball, and then I had this like standoff with one of the defenders.
Yeah.
And like we just like come to a standstill, and we just like stop, and I can tell like they're just gonna like come and like try and do like a slide tackle and kick the ball out. And so I wait for them to make the first move. They slide, and I just like kind of kick the ball off to one side and just kind of jump to one side.
Okay.
And then just like ran around them, and so they just like slid for nothing. I don't know. I just like really I broke their ankles, but on the field.
That's pretty cool. Was it the muddy game?
I don't remember if it was muddy.
Because
I don't think it was.
remember there was a home movie in our thing that matched that one raining scene in The Big Green. Like this is one of the few sports that you don't get rained out of. Like you just get muddy if you can't. Football. But But yeah, I just remember it saying like Jonathan Muddy Game versus Fish,
Oh,
which if you didn't know, Fish was the team,
the homeschool league,
the homeschool
whole
team.
team. Yeah,
They
the
like
co-op.
had a co-op called Fellowship of Institution
I don't
Soccer
know.
Homeschoolers. I don't know, but I remember playing them, and they were actually really good because homeschoolers have
They
more
were
time to
good.
practice than we do.
They
I
were
remember there's
good.
this one kid. His name was Sterling, not
Mhm.
Scott Sterling, but who knows? But he was really good.
A
and
legend in his
I
own
was-
right, though.
He was a legend in his own right. So if there's a Sterling that used to play in Valrico, and was homeschooled, he played for a team called Fish. Just hit us up on the podcast, and maybe we'll let you on.
Mhm.
So
For Shaolin soccer.
for Shaolin soccer, but learn Mandarin first. Yeah, open invite. Yeah,
I'll have to look through the home movies because I'll have to look through that.
I might be able to look it up too because that would be cool. Because it was like you were like all sliding in the mud, and it was cool because it was very cinematic as home movies go.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, and like they started playing in the rain, and they got all the parents.
Mhm.
Dude, this movie's got some bad acting, dude.
Oh, for sure.
It's been a while since I've seen it, of course.
I'll be honest, this movie did not hold up the way I was thinking it was
No.
going to.
It was pretty rough, man. It's kind of hard. I feel like we can go letterbox scores now. Oh man,
Nah, save it for the end.
Yeah, we'll save it for the end.
Do you want to talk about the acting though? I mean,
yeah, we could talk. I mean, we could talk about it with Cass, but
okay. Well,
it's got Steve Gutenberg in it.
Mhm.
Classic. You might know him from The Big Green.
Big Green.
This Hallmark movie, the Christmas Looking for Santa or something.
Yeah, it was some Hallmark movie that Mom watched.
Oh,
There was a
man.
couple of
It had
them.
a sequel. Yeah, it was honestly, as Christmas Hallmark movies go, pretty good.
Mhm.
He plays Santa Claus, but he's like a bachelor, clean
Mhm.
shaven.
Yeah.
And he's got to find love. He's like looking
It was like the Santa
for
Claus
Mrs.
too.
Claus. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Dang, you're right. Same exact characters, like same head elf. That's just man.
Yeah.
Well, it's still pretty good. I mean, I'll watch it again one day.
Mhm.
I did hear. I saw an interview with him recently because his house. He lost his house in the wildfires in California.
Mhm.
So that's pretty sad. I feel bad for him.
There was videos of him, like, not just that he lost his house, but he was like out there. I don't even know if I didn't actually know he lost his house. I just know like he was out there like volunteering, like helping people like evacuate and stuff like that when that was
maybe
all
he didn't.
happening.
I just assumed that he lost it
Yeah.
because he was on the news.
Yeah, he was like a volunteer, like out on the ground.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah,
for
he
spreading
was-
misinformation just now, but
He may have lost his house. I'm not sure, but with Steve Gutenberg, I did not remember him putting on such
A
like
country
thick
accent.
country accent.
Oh,
It was
rough.
so bad. It was real bad.
If you couldn't tell, if you haven't seen this movie, it was the song that Jonathan broke out into at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty rough.
But he's still just
And,
like one of my
like-
favorite characters, like
I guess, yeah, Deputy Dog.
Deputy Dog. Which apparently that's like a cartoon. I didn't
Oh, is it
realize
really?
that. Yeah, it's like
I
a
just
Hanna-Barbera cartoon. That's what they're referencing, and they're like calling
Deputy
him
Dog.
Deputy Dog. But I only knew that from the Big Green.
Okay. What I don't know what else he's in though, besides that one Hallmark movie. He's in a movie I haven't seen, but with like Ted Danson and
I'll tell you what he's in, Jeremy.
Tom Selleck.
Right
Go
now,
ahead.
Zeus and
Go ahead.
Roxanne.
Oh, that's the other movie. Okay, so that's
Mhm.
the other movie. Okay, yeah. Okay. Was that also a Hallmark movie?
It was a cheap one.
I'm sure it's a cheap one. Yeah. It was a cheap
It
one.
was a cheap one. I don't know if it's
Yo.
Hallmark, but
People sleeping on Zeus and Roxanne. We're gonna have to do that.
it's come up a lot.
Man, we'll have to do Dolphin Month. Do
Elijah
Dolphin
Wood
Tail,
Flipper, Dolphin
Flipper,
Tail,
Dolphin Tail 2,
Zeus and Roxanne.
Zeus and Roxanne, Shark Tale. There we go.
He was in like the Police Academy movies.
Haven't
he was
seen
in a Mary
those.
Kate and Ashley movie. It Takes Two. 3 Men and a Baby.
That's the 3 Men and a Baby one. That's the only movie that I've heard of that he's been in.
Cocoon. I've seen that one. He's in that.
Yeah, haven't seen
But
that. I
He's
just remember
popped up in a
Cocoon
lot of
being
stuff. Yeah.
one of those free movies on the Raisin Bran CDs, DVDs.
Oh, was it that you
back
could?
in the day? And I was like,
Yeah.
I'd rather get Agent Cody Banks. Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Cocoon is.
But yeah, I mean, he's just Deputy Dog to me.
He's
sure.
Deputy Dog. And Santa Claus. Okay, well, I thought I made this note while watching it. I was like, bro sounds just like Lin-Manuel Miranda with a country accent. He just does. You can't. I need you to watch it again so that you can.
I know. I'm
not-
looking at my quotes, and I don't think I have any Deputy Dog quotes to like say in his voice right now.
No, if you haven't seen this, or if you haven't seen it in a
I
long
think
time,
she likes me.
I think she likes me. I don't think she likes me. Good writing. Good writing. There's a couple quotes, like, well, I don't know if some terms in this movie were appropriate to say.
I'll bleep it out.
Zip it!
He does get corrected. He does get corrected for saying the word eventually. But yeah.
This is such a small town. Like, there's nothing to do in this town. So even the sheriff is, no, he's a deputy. Even the deputy's got nothing to do. So he lets kids drive the cop car.
That was awesome.
That's crazy. That was so cool.
I mean, that's one of the things, like, as you were watching as a kid, you're just like, man, I wish I could drive a car just out in the field.
Yeah.
And that, like, cemented him as, like, this guy's all right. Like, I like
He's
this
cool.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like everybody, like, whenever you have less things always entertaining you, you get creative. Like, boredom equals creativity. And these kids knew how to have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they did the Cheetos and the pigeons.
Mhm.
Innovative. Very innovative.
Iconic moment.
Entertainment. I could not, like, people still talk about that to this day. And not just us. I heard the Super Carlin brothers talking about this.
Really?
Yeah, they were talking about this.
Oh, yeah. I listened to
weeks
that
ago.
episode. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
So we did it before they did. So
Yeah, there's a few scenes throughout the movie that are just kind of like these little interludes of like just stuff that they do
just getting around and up to
to
no
have fun.
good.
One, there's the Cheetos in the park. There's like driving the cop car. There's
The
that scene where
lawnmower
they're
scene.
they're like, come on guys, we got to go mow the big green, which is just to tell you, oh, so they just call the field the big green, and that's why the movie's called that. I was always confused as a kid.
So yeah, they sort of came up with that name because of that. And there's an establishing shot that has a sign that says Big Green. And when they were coming up with the name, one of the kids was like, well, why don't we just call it the Big Green?
Yeah.
I mean, it's where we'll play. It's green. And everyone was like, that's a great idea. Yeah. We'll keep talking about the acting. Well, we might as well keep talking about the acting. At the beginning of this movie, these kids were so angsty. Like, we have no future here. There's no point. We have the worst test scores ever.
Don't bother. Yeah.
Leave us alone. Even like the nerdy looking girl, like the type A, the smart girl. She was just like, we suck.
Yeah.
Um.
I mean, Kate was pretty angsty pretty much the whole movie, but
Well, yeah.
she's got that line, they're like,
She's got her
I'm
own
just going to be a
stuff going
checker
on.
at the Piggly Wiggly.
Well, even checkers need math. No, they don't. They just have the computers that does it for you now. Those little bars on the products that you can scan, and it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a barcode, Kate.
So what other acting? We got Olivia
just
Diabo.
all the kids, especially at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
it was all just all right. You can cool it, and everybody's like reacting to whatever one person says, and they're always like, "Yeah, oh, okay, yeah, well, yeah," but like all at the same time. So like all the kids have to do like some background acting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it? It's an old acting trick for background ensemble actors on stage. You say like peas and carrots or something, and it looks like peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots. Like it looks like when you say peas and carrots all over.
I'm gonna watch for that now.
It looks like you're just having a normal conversation in the background, but I think it's peas and carrots. That's what I've been saying, at least.
For those listening at home, Jeremy's part of the ensemble now.
I'm ensemble on this 2-person podcast. Okay. The other coach, the Knights coach, whatever his name is, I've seen him in a bunch of things. He always kind of plays
Coach Jay Huffer.
Jay Huffer. He's a horrible human being. Oh my goodness.
What are you doing for work now? I'm an auditor for the IRS. I
Ooh.
love my job. Like that's how they paint him as a villain. Even more so.
Ugh.
Love my job. As an accountant, that cracked me up.
Yeah, I'm sure. I just made a note saying that he looks like a human caricature drawing.
Yeah. Big head. Yeah.
Like you could just take a picture and you don't have to draw a caricature. It's crazy.
So he was Ranch Wilder in Angels in the Outfield. He was like the commentator.
Oh,
guy.
yeah. Okay.
He was in that as well.
I thought I've seen him.
I've seen him pop up in a few things, but I've always remembered him from Angels in the Outfield and The Big Green. Just like that 1-2 punch of our childhood right there. And he always plays kind of like an antagonist a little bit.
Yeah. This one, he was pretty rough. Antagonist. I did not expect for his own team to win. He called Border Patrol on their star player so that he couldn't play them in the championship when they could have beat them anyways. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's wild. This story took such a wild turn.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect any of that, but whatever.
They've got girls and little kids on the team. This is not soccer. I repeat, this is not soccer.
Oh.
I don't know. He was cracking me up. I really liked him a lot. I just like this over-the-top characters, but
over the top, yeah, cartoonish, sure.
And just how serious they take everything. Just like they're the Knights, and like they've got these like tents set up, and they've got like the ribbons. Dude, that was so like,
embarrassing.
The theming,
I wrote this down.
Like
they had a whole suit of armor on the side of the
yes,
like a mannequin. They had a mascot.
He's walking back and forth with like the sword. He's like,
yeah,
you go for the kill, you know.
I said the Knights are so embarrassing. They have jousting flags and a suit of armor standing up on a tent.
Mm-hmm.
That's so bad. Meanwhile, the other team doesn't even have uniforms or shin guards.
They're from the big city. Soccer. They're from Austin.
What I will say is their goalie, maybe not their goalie, but one of the goalies in the league had a really cool goalie jersey. I loved it.
I liked it too. It's kind of like that, like reddish, yellow, like sunburst kind of color.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah, that's the one.
That was cool.
Had like rectangles on it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Mhm. Yeah, but no, that character was good. Except for like constant racism and misogyny.
Mm-hmm.
A little out of pocket,
yeah, that was.
but he's
that
a
threw me off a
villain,
little
so it's okay. It's not okay, but anyways, moving on.
Hey, he gets a kiss at the end. We won't
he
say
does
from
get
who.
a kiss. He gets a kiss from the goat of this
The goat.
movie. The goat of this movie.
And we're not talking about Deputy Dog.
Yeah, when we were talking about the rest of the cast, so the teacher, Olivia Abo,
Mhm.
and I recognize her from the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
She
Yeah, we
played the
mentioned
older
her
sister.
on the Tarzan episode because she did the
Did
voice
we?
of Jane on the TV show.
Did we really?
Yeah, she wasn't in the movie, but she was on the Tarzan TV show. So,
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like that was last week. Why didn't I make
Yeah.
that connection?
yeah, like you said the same
Just
thing.
now.
Like, oh, I remember her from the Wonder Years. It was the Easter egg last week for like what we're covering this week, you know?
Yeah, we did that
Yeah.
on purpose, guys. We did.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think she kind of pivoted into like voice acting after like
Yeah.
the 90s, early 2000s and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Hmm.
She was even in some like Star Wars, like Clone Wars episodes, like characters and stuff.
Oh, really? Well, she's
Mhm.
got the British accent, so
Mhm.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
She decided to quit teaching after 30 minutes and started to
Let's go outside.
it's like a substitute teacher is like, let's just do what I like.
Mhm.
What is this, School of Rock?
She just knew that town, needed some inspiration, just needed something to believe in and to just learn and enjoy.
I'm surprised like that town doesn't have an actual football team because I've heard high school football goes crazy in Texas.
I mean,
Like that's bigger than college football in Texas.
it must have used to, because that's like Deputy Dog's character. Like he used to play high school football. He was on the billboard and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well,
But then like you don't really hear much
then they
about it.
lost
Like it was like
population and they
it
didn't
was a
have enough for team.
faded. Yeah, I guess people moved away and the town just got smaller, and so it just kind of faded away.
Good old Elma.
I tried to look it up. I don't think it's a real city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's
it's
an Alma,
pretty big
but not
state.
an Elma. Yeah.
Remember the Alamo. That's what they always say.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, well, are you familiar with the YouTuber Peter Santinello?
No.
He is like a journalist, independent journalist that just goes to like random parts of the world or the country, in particular US. And he like does like actual interviews with real life people, and just like he's a man on the street, but he just like lets them talk, and like he just asks them about their everyday life. It is so cool. He's right now he's in Florida. He did one on St. Augustine, but he's done stuff in like rural Appalachia, and he like goes and talks with Amish people, and he's been everywhere. I just feel like I would see him, like he'll go like deep rural,
and just talk to people,
like small towns, and just like go up to people's porches and be like, "Hey, you want to talk?" He's really cool. He kind of looks like Jack Johnson a little bit.
Okay.
He just posts like hour-long videos of this stuff, and it's so fascinating. He just loves to connect with people. I love it. You should watch it. Peter
Watch
Santinello.
what? Just
his
the
YouTube
channel in general?
Yeah, all of his videos are good. Yeah. But I just feel like Elma is such a perfect spot for him to go interview people. And just like, oh, where's like the local bar? Okay. Yeah, I'll go talk to him. Like,
Let's go talk to Kate's dad.
He'll usually find. Yeah. he'll usually find one person, and then based off that conversation, he'll be like, "Oh, so you think I should go talk to this guy over here?" And he'll like follow that rabbit hole. And then sometimes he'll just like find himself in like a bread pastry factory in New Orleans with like full access to seeing like behind the scenes stuff. And it's really cool. It's all like organic stuff. It's really cool. So yeah, go check him out. But I feel like he would definitely be at Elma and be like, "So what do y'all do around here for fun?" It's like, "Oh, we just like drive the cop
once we
cars
get our
around,
allowance,
and once we get our allowance, we'll buy a bag of Cheetos and let pigeons eat off of us." Oh, really? That's weird. And then he'll usually like participate and stuff with them too. But anyways, that's enough plugging for another YouTube channel. He's got enough subscribers.
Yeah, all the adults will just be like talking about how the town's changed since the factory closed. You know.
Yeah.
That'll be all.
My dad still has a job.
Yeah,
that's rare.
That's rare in this town.
So
how do these kids got allowance money if none of their parents have jobs?
This is the kind of stuff that we need to dissect on this show. This is why this show exists, Jonathan.
I got some more questions here. Let me ask you this.
It's time with loopholes with Jonathan right now.
Okay. I at least got one. No, I got two. Okay, so after they break, it's like really early and they go to recess. The kids just leave school. Like they just walk around town.
Oh.
Like it's supposed to be recess and then they come back.
Well, they don't really have a jungle gym, do they?
No, I guess there's nothing to do out there. But I just thought that was like
there's a couple rusty barrels in their front.
But they go to some store and start like bouncing a ball against the wall, and then they hit the cop car. And then,
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess they come back or what? I don't know.
I know some schools let their kids go, like leave for lunch, but we never.
Elementary kids though. This was the 90s, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the rest of it. I mean, the way that the movie portrays this, though, is like this is like a one-room schoolhouse. Like you don't see anybody else there.
Well, there's little kids and big kids.
Yeah, like Newt is like with the little kids class. You don't see anybody else there other than him. All you see is him like pulling his wagon up to school, and it falls over on the steps. But
oh, wait.
And there's like a principal there.
Oh, my beautiful stuff. All the time I spent collecting. Yo, Newt is such a vibe. I love that guy.
He was great. He was a standout for me. Like I really forgot he was in this movie.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him, I was like, oh, he's just going to be kind of like a small character. But I was like, he's the heart of the team.
I'm your man.
Yeah.
It's the quote
I'm
for
your
me.
Man.
Classic quote.
He's got his own theme music.
Ground. He does?
Yeah. Like anytime he like it cuts to him and he's like has something hopeful or like I don't know. Well, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, because he's the winner.
There's a specific music that plays in the background. It's like his own theme.
Dang, Jonathan, you got the motifs for the big green. We are here. We're deep into this movie. Hey, I'm having fun. I'm small. I'm low to the ground. I got power. I got a great kick. I'm not afraid. And I'm your man. My favorite one was he kept on dropping his wagon. Oh, my beautiful stuff. Oh, all the time I spent collecting.
Yeah, I'd like that one.
That was like such a faded like background noise transition. It was that one cracked me up.
It was cool though too. Like near the end of the movie, like before the big game, he's like warming up in his room, and you see he's got like all this cool stuff in his room. Like you can tell he's a collector.
Yeah. He was doing push-ups and bench pressing, doing weights. I kind of like matched these kids up in this. Maybe I'm biased because we had this game, but I kind of matched these kids up with backyard soccer.
Okay.
All those characters. I feel like Newt is the little dude.
I'm not going to
in
ask
the
you who Pablo
overalls.
Sanchez is.
The overpowered Pablo Sanchez. It might be hard to tell because his belly wasn't sticking out.
Yeah.
But like the twins, dude. The twins in this movie were so annoying.
Yeah.
Whenever
They just
there's
speak in
twins in a
unison the
kids
whole
movie,
time.
that's all. That's such a. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so annoying. I could not get over that. One of my favorite quotes from this movie was, "We're gonna kick butt all the way to Pizza Hut."
Yeah.
That was a good one.
It was like such a big thing for them to go to Pizza Hut.
I
Like
mean,
they
yeah,
mention it several times.
they don't have anything.
It's like I wish we lived in a town with a Pizza Hut. Okay,
Yeah.
they're a product placement for the movie. We get it.
Yeah. Small towns get excited when they got that McDonald's. Tell you what. It's time for the Muppet of the Week.
All right.
Do you have a Muppet for this week? I bet it's a goat. This is for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say the closest one is the Clueless Morgan from
Yes!
Treasure Island, but
One
I
of
feel
my
like we've
fa-
already used him.
Yeah, I think
right?
we have used him.
Either we talked about his whole movie.
It's okay.
So
He's one of the best ones. Let's just do it.
Well, I picked someone else, but
Okay, never mind.
we can do. Okay. Well, it kind of ties in with what I was saying earlier about like you don't. There's like this one classroom school and the teacher, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like you see, there's a principal, I guess,
Where are you going with
but
this?
we never once get like a lunch scene. We don't see a lunch lady. We don't see anyone like Gladys, the cafeteria lady.
Okay.
Like, where is all the staff at this school?
Are
There
they
is
eating
none.
at this school? No, they go to the grocery store to eat lunch.
Not a handyman or janitor around. It's nothing.
All right.
But yeah, Gladys, the cafeteria lady. So she's been with the Muppets since Muppet Show 301. I guess that's season 3.
Probably.
She likes big tippers and dislikes people who don't eat all their food.
Is a lunch lady supposed to get tipped?
Not to my
cafeteria.
knowledge.
Well,
Cafeteria lady, I guess.
yeah, not school cafeteria lady.
Yeah, this is for the Muppet Theater, I guess. When the Swedish chef opened a canteen at the Muppet Theater for the cast and crew, Gladys came on board to wait tables. She took on this job after years of cleaning greasy spoons at a variety of greasy spoons. She cleaned the greasy spoons at a greasy spoon restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good experience.
Yeah. But yeah, I only picked
That's
that
about
one
it, huh?
just to highlight that there's no staff at this school.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to go Muppet, look up Clueless Morgan.
So back to Newt. We were talking about how great he is. I would love to submit him to the Chicken Joe Award.
Yeah.
I think he's very well deserving of this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want me to defend that at all, give some.
Just
reasons.
highlight some things.
I mean, number one, he's small, he's low to the ground, he's got power, and he's got a great kick. He's not afraid, and he is your man.
Yeah.
So.
And he can feel it in
He's
his
reliable. He can feel it in his neck. He's just such a happy-go-lucky character, and he's super loyal.
Yeah.
And that's like everything Chicken Joe is stood for.
Mm-hmm.
Except for surfing. He's not a surfer, but whatever. And he's got a cool name, Newt.
Yeah.
Newt is the coolest name ever. So
I agree wholeheartedly.
let's go. Chicken Joe Award to Newt.
He's the heart of the team.
Last name here. Heart of the team. Okay, one last casting thing I need to talk about. It's kind of the elephant in the room because we talked about how Sandlot has sort of like connections to this movie.
Mhm.
But there's two people. There's the guy who played Ham Porter. He plays Larry the goalie.
Patrick
Comedic
Renna.
relief, Patrick Renna. And then the guy who played Squints, Chauncey Leopardi,
Mhm.
is in this movie. Or is he? because he left halfway through. He just disappears right after they get jerseys. Like
You think so?
right after no, he disappears before then. I've only seen him. The last time I saw him was the lawnmower scene before their second game, maybe. Where did he go?
He's
I
not.
thought
He's not really a star player.
yeah, but this is after Sandlot came out. I only know this. I don't know this for sure, but I only know this because Larry has a deeper voice than he did.
Yeah, it's
So,
a couple.
this is a couple years.
years after.
Was that 93 maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So they aged up a little bit between the
Yeah.
movies.
So like obviously he's cast because he has prior work and he's good.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure he was in like Boy Meets World. I need to know what else he was filming at that time because he had some roles back then. And he was in Freaks and Geeks a couple years after that, obviously. But, my man Chauncey
like-
Leopardi.
I feel like they probably just didn't have much for him to do.
Yeah,
I
but
don't think
there's
he
other
disappeared from the
characters
set.
that had like. There were other characters that were prominently on the team. I made sure I looked for him. I could not find him in the background of any of the team shots.
Mhm. Well, this movie came out in 95. He also had a movie called House Guest in 1995 starring
Okay.
Sinbad and Phil Hartman.
And what I'd like to note is that his image on IMDb is a black and white photo of him in the big green.
Mm-hmm.
Not Sandlot, because he didn't have that hair in Sandlot.
Right, yeah.
That's him in the big green.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, he doesn't really get highlighted. There's a certain point where it just turns into a montage of like the whole season after they, get in their groove.
Dude.
What is it? What is it?
Dude, you know how I keep saying that he looks like Logic, the rapper?
You've been saying that, not on this episode for context.
I've been
but
saying that.
You've been saying that.
Right. In the Sandlot episode, I said that. That he looks like Logic, the rapper. Dude, in 2019, he was in a Logic music video playing Logic.
Oh.
I need to watch this. Featuring Eminem. Homicide. Logic featuring Eminem. And he played Logic. I gotta see this. Okay. Later. Let's get back.
Add it to your watch later.
Yeah, okay. Apparently he was also in Sandlot Heading Home. Your favorite.
Do you remember the Paper Brigade?
I didn't think I watched it, but you did.
You didn't watch it?
I don't think I've never seen that movie. I just have seen the funny scene from it.
Oh, man. Well,
And he was in
apparently
Casper.
He was in that.
Okay, I think that he was filming his scenes around the same schedule as Casper. That has to be it. He played Nicky in Casper. Silly.
Yeah, I kind of forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I looked up the Big Green on Wikipedia, there's like not a whole lot of like behind the scenes information about this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not like really any featurettes or anything for it. So
we're
gonna have to get him on the podcast and talk to him. He's always talking Sandlot.
Hit us up. I mean, you're friends with Logic now, so you probably have more people to hang out with, but whatever. Mm-hmm. He was also in Father of the Bride. He played Kieran Culkin's friend Cameron.
Yeah. They were the kids parking the cars, right?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I remember that.
Don't worry, Mr. Banks. I didn't eat a thing.
Okay, a couple things I wanted to bring up. Real quick, the coach, Jay Huffer.
Yeah.
They were doing something different with his scenes with the camera. I don't know if you noticed. It felt like a different lens. Like it was more fisheye lens, like more up close. Yeah. It was more like uncomfortable to like make you feel like this guy is full of himself.
It was like an under angle.
Yeah.
Like we were under him. Like he was above us.
He was the only one they shot that way. It was kind of interesting. I did take note of that.
They also did fisheye lens for Larry, but that was like in the action scenes.
For the nightmare scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And they would do like the Zolly shot,
Yeah.
like the zoom in.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that was bothering me, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was when I when I looked into it more. But the age difference between Deputy Dog and the teacher was like
Oh man.
I was like, they gotta be 20 years apart. They were only 10 years, but
Yeah. So people back then
Mhm.
used to look like older than they were.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what's in the water these days, but we
I
look
don't know.
younger.
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, he looked like he was in his late 40s there.
Mhm. I mean, it's a
Was-
small town, so I guess she doesn't have too many options, but
Yeah. I'm sure she does back home, but no. Of course, they had to get together too.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
she does roast him. She's like going to take him on the road, or not on the road, but like on the run.
Yeah.
She's just like, why don't you join us? You know, you look like you've had one nacho plate too many.
Well, nacho plate too many.
Nacho plate too many. It's like, oh, I wore boots today.
That was one of the hardest deliveries of
Mhm.
a line that I had to watch him say, because they were pretty. That was a pretty rough acting
Mhm.
scene for him. I wrote like
I wore boots.
like
today.
he was by himself. He was
Mhm.
talking to the camera pretty much.
Yeah,
But he was
yeah.
by himself. So he was narrating himself. Oh man, I wore boots today. I don't say that. I think that. Anyways. Maybe that's
Yeah.
why he was a Hallmark actor.
Maybe. He's a good guy. Good guy.
He's a
though.
good guy. Good
Mhm.
actor too.
Mhm.
All right. We gotta move on.
I mean, we haven't talked about Juan at all. Is there anything
That's
to say?
true.
He's the star player.
He is the star player. He's a good guy.
Mhm.
One of my favorite scenes from him was when he was like, "I think you look athletic, Larry." Really? You mean it? Yeah.
Yeah. This was another example of like, I legit thought like Juan was like a full grown teenager. Like he was probably 6 feet tall. And then he just looks so young in this movie. Like,
Yeah. When you watch it young, you think they're
yeah.
all bigger
It's
than
just
you.
like, oh yeah, they're all
Nah,
kids.
these kids are all 5th grade, probably. Middle school.
Oh, okay. There's one other connection with the cast I was going to bring up to you. So the guy that played Kate's dad plays, you know, he lost his job. He's going through a hard time.
Yeah.
Kind of a drinker, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this until I was like digging around on IMDb, but he was
That's
on
John
Lost.
Tesh.
John Tesh.
That's
You
his
know
name.
him? You know him?
I only know him because Weird Al shouted him out on his TV show, The Weird Al Show. And I think he's a musician.
It says his name's
Right?
John Terry.
John Terry. Oh, I've never met. I don't know who that guy is before.
Well, he was on Lost.
I rewound my sayings just now, so
You want me to just start over?
no,
Or just cut it now?
leave it in. I deserve it.
All I was gonna say is he was on Lost. He played Jack's like surgeon father, that was also an alcoholic.
Oh, he plays good alcoholic then.
Yeah, so that was the theme. I was like, okay. He's been in a lot of stuff, little parts here and there, but that was the one that stood out to me.
Yeah.
Okay,
I bet it.
But
I bet
yeah.
he's not. I bet the kid's not even legal. What the heck? Jaw dropped. It's crazy, crazy. I hated that guy in this movie.
Yeah,
And
wasn't-
of
he
course,
wasn't good.
man. Oh yeah. Just the drunk dad. He plays a key role into getting. When he said that, the coach was like, "Oh, he's not legal," and that set the chain reaction to calling the feds on Juan. And but no matter, because Juan Morales comes and saves the day so that he can play and carry the team in the last 10 minutes of the game, and so they can catch up and tie. I just thought, oh man, the dad's back. Glad to see the racist dad show up. Everything's okay now. Showed up for one game. He's all better.
Yeah. He tucked in his shirt, as he was walking
He tucked
up.
in his shirt and made the effort. But man, guess everything's okay now.
Yeah.
He didn't just like...
I was thinking about that too. Like, he was the reason why they were delayed.
Yeah, he was the reason they were delayed.
They don't address that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But he stopped drinking. So that's, I don't know. But yeah, it was a little sad watching those scenes. Honestly, this movie kind of scared me a little bit. This was kind of an intense movie as a little baby.
Yeah.
Because like the dad was mean and he was a drunk. And then also mostly the scenes that scared me was honestly, this is stupid, but because it's supposed to be comedic, but when Larry would do the hallucinations.
Oh yeah.
And like the Vikings would come running at you, and the Buccaneers and the biker Power Ranger Terminators.
Yeah.
And the ninjas, like it was funny now, but like I remember being very scared of those nuts.
I was too, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the only one. Cool.
Yeah, even rewatching it, like the scene where Kate's dad is trying to get gas without paying for it, that was really stressful. It's like he's having this argument while like Juan and his mom are there, like trying to just pay for their gas and leave, and like he just sends his daughter to go in there and like, like maybe she'll do it if you go in there and like ask, So it didn't look, didn't show him in the best light, but
yeah, they're probably not legal, but at least they can afford a gallon of gas, dough. Sheesh.
Yeah. Gas prices were like $1 back then. I did notice because there's a few shots at gas stations, and yeah,
that's cool. Good old days when the gas was cheap. Still kind of is. It's not that bad right now.
There was I feel like another like moment that really stood out to me was just like when Deputy Dog is like driving around trying to find them. It's like he's been driving all night and he just kind of gets tired and just like tips his hat, It's like, I'm gonna take a nap, I just remember that scene. That was the one scene where he wasn't narrating what he was doing. But
yeah,
I'm gonna take a nap. I think I'd like a nap.
Well, let's just move on to our next segment. Jonathan, what's the prop of the week?
Larry, you want to wear my fear goggles?
That's it. That's the one. They help you with fear. I'll try anything. Okay. Yeah,
I just like the shot of Tack getting ready in the mirror. He just like puts on the goggles. It's like, go big green.
Go big green. That's his only line.
You got me with the belch. I can burp my ABCs.
The kid only burped. Those his only lines.
Even and I do want to talk about this scene more, the mud scene, like playing soccer in the rain and the mud. Like there's a slow-mo shot of him just like on the ground, just like belching.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'll take the goggles.
That's good. That was the one that came to mind for me.
All right. And speaking of Larry, I would like to point out that Larry is such like a social, like natural leader for this group. And I guess sometimes the goalie can be a leader, but sometimes he's just like the mascot sort of. But in this way, he's like, he stands up for he takes care of everybody on his team. and like he'll joke around and stuff, but he's not like a
Mhm.
bully or anything. He's just like
Yeah.
the bigger brother to everybody. I think that's really cool.
Yeah,
He's not
there's the
just the comedic relief. He's like
Mhm.
caring. Anyways, go ahead.
he a little bit of both. But yeah,
Yeah.
like everyone does see him as like the leader because there's the scene when the teacher like
Because his dad
first
has a job.
right, yeah. That's rare.
Yeah.
He's probably the only one with allowance money. He's probably the one buying the Cheetos for sure.
Yeah.
There's a scene where the teacher takes them outside for the first time, and she just like leaves them. She walks out, and the rest of the class is just sitting there like, "What do we do?" And they all turn to look at Larry, and then Larry's just like, "Whatever," and he gets up and goes, and then they all follow him.
Whatever. Yeah. He's the leader for that. He's
Yeah.
like, all right, whatever. Yeah. I've got some more notes. I got a bunch of notes. You want to talk music? Because there's some good music in
Mhm.
this. I mean, you were
Yeah.
talking motifs earlier.
Yeah, so there's some good songs in this movie. There's a song at the very beginning, and it's in the credits. It's like if you believe in me. I can't remember who it's by. It's not on
I
Spotify,
believe in you.
but you got to look it up on
I
YouTube.
believe.
Been
Like a
stuck
good,
in my
little,
head for like 2 days. Like
good little
the
electric guitar, like high bass picking.
yeah, that and that like
I
harmonica
believe in
sounding
you.
thing, like riff, like
Oh,
that's just
it's
been
like,
in my head.
isn't that
Whatever it is.
like the "Isn't She Lovely"? Not a. It's in instrument used in Stevie Wonder. "Isn't She Lovely" song, but isn't just like a.
Yeah, I'm not
All
sure
right,
exactly
whatever.
what it is.
It's the what is that? It's a little piano, but like a mouth tube.
Oh, a sousaphone?
Is it a sousaphone? No, it's
I
not
don't
a
know. That's the only
sousaphone.
thing that came. Harpsichord.
Harpsichord. That's not it either.
Hmm. Cello,
Stevie
you got a bass.
Wonder. Anyways, it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good. You've got even like the kids like singing at the end. They like there's like a kids like choir singing the chorus at the end. Such a good one.
I believe in you. That's all it is.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good song.
But it just takes me back to watching the movie every time. Oh, there's another one. So the mud soccer scene too. It's got that great.
Keep my son aside up.
Is this guy like Michael Sambello or
When the
something?
rain is home.
It's just the most upbeat song. Like you just
Also
want to like
uses
wake
that
up every
instrument.
morning. Does it?
I'm pretty sure.
It's just like the most upbeat song, like sunny music paired with this like it's an upbeat, happy scene, but it's just like the rain's coming down. It's got the mud. Everyone's like, all the parents are trying to get their kids to come in from practice, and they got to go out there and bring them in.
Yeah,
it's a great scene. It's a standout scene for me. I'd rate it up there with the boat scene from Rookie of the Year.
Very much so. Same energy.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I learned that instrument is called the melodica.
The melodica. That sounds.
It's
right,
got the
yeah.
little like straw that you do the piano with. And yeah, I don't know how to play it, but you know,
there was a guy doing that on TikTok. I remember.
Yeah,
I can't remember what the songs was he was playing, but yeah.
Yeah, all these songs are probably on YouTube. If you want to listen to it, that song is worth a listen because that'll make you just stay happy, man.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Yeah. Man.
I like my eggs and my bacon, and jelly on the roll. That's the he repeats that at the end.
Yeah, I don't know if you were doing a Jelly Roll song.
No. The score itself is Randy Edelman. He's kind of an underrated one for me. He does a lot of kids movies.
Yeah.
He did the score for Angels in the Outfield as well. He did the Leave It to Beaver soundtrack.
Okay.
I liked that one a lot.
You'll need to add him to the cinematic universe video.
He's pretty good. I and the big green themes they're pretty memorable too.
Yeah.
Like I felt like I had it stuck in my head. I don't know if it's quite as good as like the Mighty Ducks theme, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
It's still really good.
I'm with you. I'm with you there. It's got the same vibes. Well, I guess just the Recess theme song, the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Just the whistles, I guess. But
so it's got whistles in it.
Yeah. This movie's a vibe blend of The Sandlot and Recess.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm putting.
It kind of felt like they were trying to do another Mighty Ducks, kind of like ragtag group of kids.
Yeah.
Do a sports team. But
was this before or after Mighty Ducks?
It was after. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they had already had the first two when this came out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, then, yeah. We need a soccer version.
Hmm.
This really wasn't... There weren't many soccer kids movies. Because Kicking and Screaming was 10 years after this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The big three is like The Big Green, Kicking and Screaming, Shaolin Soccer.
Shaolin Soccer. Okay. Well, Jonathan...
Maybe the opening scene to the Pink Panther.
That's a pretty good one.
But yeah.
Sorry. That was just a visual quote from the opening scene of Pink Panther where he had the ring and he just showed it up to the Jumbotron. Wow. What a... All right, we're going to move on. It is now time, for Jonathan, for the Cinematic Eats segment of the show. Is there a Cinematic Eat? Because I don't have much. Well, I do have one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty obvious.
Go for it.
I would say, well, Pizza Hut is talked about a lot. And I love getting pizza after a game. But
we never see it.
But we never see it. And what we do see, and there's an activity that we like to see, is a Cheeto.
Mm-hmm.
I like
That's
Cheetos.
what I read. I have that written down.
Okay. Is there another one?
Well, the kids actually bake a cake for the teacher at one point.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It said, "We love you."
Yeah. It was a real sweet
Didn't
moment.
really stand out for me. It was really sweet. I mean, the moment was sweet, but not the cake.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go Cheetos. That's the iconic part of this movie.
Oh, I feel like there was another one. Now I can't remember, though.
Alcohol.
Yeah. When they're in the scene with the bar and like everyone in the town is reading a different soccer magazine.
They're trying to learn up on soccer.
Like, there's no way there was that many different soccer magazines in America.
They weren't even... It was like was it a different...
They all had different Yeah, they had different covers on every single
logo.
one. Yeah.
Maybe it was like the monthly issue.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked like a different logo for most of them. That's so funny.
The other food was when Deputy Dog's driving down the road singing that song, about to run into...
Got a hamburger, right?
Well, I think it was a Twinkie. But as a kid, I thought it was a banana.
Oh.
But like, I was looking at it more closely, and you could like see it, the underside. You could see like the cream filling like underneath poking out.
Okay.
So I think he was eating a Twinkie.
Yeah, that didn't really stand out to me. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
so.
It's not a cinematic eats heavy movie. I don't think. Go with the Cheetos. I think
I'm going with Cheetos. Cheetos is it. I mean,
official snack of the Big Green.
It's gonna. When I see this movie, it influences me to go purchase a bag of Cheetos. So, there we go.
Are they hot?
Nope.
Good.
They're just regular old Cheetos. And honestly, I prefer Cheeto Puffs, but these bring me back to the good old days. For some reason, we weren't allowed to have Cheeto Puffs, but we had regular Cheetos.
Well, they were the baked Cheetos.
Those we did have.
Yeah.
The baked white cheddar
natural
Cheetos.
baked.
Oh,
baked
those
Cheetos.
are so good. Those were so good. Still are. Okay. Okay.
Well, should we do our quotes and wrap it up here?
Yeah, let's do some final notes and quotes, and then we'll
Okay.
wrap it up. Give our letterbox score.
Yeah.
Okay. Final notes. I noticed that the globe was so bouncy. Whenever she
Yeah.
started to, it just was like a little too bouncy.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was cool. Said the twins are annoying. I noticed that when there's an enemy sports team, they're always in the intimidating black color,
Mhm.
like the Iceland team and D2.
It's true.
That I think they were also called the Knights in
Yeah.
Kicking and Screaming, and they were
Mm.
I guess it's a
Mighty Ducks,
psychological
the
thing.
Hawks.
Yeah, the Hawks.
See, I'm a Newcastle fan, and they wear the black and white, and they're the Knights.
No,
so
they're the referees. They got black and white.
they're the referees.
They're fair. They're on both sides.
Mhm.
The zebras. Okay, so what the heck was that CGI scoreboard on the chalkboard transition?
Yeah,
That just took me out. That was weird.
that was like the one shot. Yeah.
It was one or two of them, but they were really close to each other.
Mm-hmm. I think the opening title of like the big green and the goat, that was like a CG thing too.
But it was like in between a game, they had like the ending scoreboard
Mm-hmm.
of it, and it was like a ball bouncing, and they used the same one, like animation. But all right, I don't know if you noticed, but at the one of the later games, whenever Juan came back, maybe he said he was talking to the other coach, and they were talking smack with each other, and he said, now we have ourselves a real game?" But the way that
Mm-hmm.
Deputy Dog said it, it said like Real game. Like it sounded like he said Real game. I was like, oh, maybe we'll be good now. Real Madrid? I don't know. That's probably too much of a reach. Maybe he just said it weird.
Yeah, I think he said it weird.
He
for
probably
sure.
definitely said it weird. I said good on them for not having one and only having 2 goals against them versus 18 goals against the Knights the first game that they played.
Yeah.
So
Most improved.
It was only 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Or it was only 2-0 by the end of the game, pretty much. And you got a shout out to Newt's goat horns before
Classic.
he does the penalty kick and wins the game for everybody. What are your final notes?
So one thing that I have tried to do, like in real life, that was influenced from this movie is like the first game when they play the Knights. There's like a slow-mo shot of like one of the Knights players like doing like a throw in from the sidelines, and they do this like somersault, like where they do this like flip and then like throw it over their head in bounds. And like I've done that because I'm like, that's cool.
You did
like,
that?
Like, I mean, not in like a real game, but just like I practiced that. I was like, oh, that's real cool.
I'm sure you did.
That's cool. I think that's it. Of the notes that I think I've already talked about.
Yeah.
I did like the way that like when Larry's like talking to the team, they're like at the final shootout, it's like, so who's gonna be goalie? It's not gonna be me. He's like, you guys know about my problem?
You guys know about my problem?
That cracked me up.
It's not a problem. Get over yourself. You're the oldest person here. I do understand the yips. Like sometimes people got a crazy kick and you're scared to be in front of that ball. But
yeah.
Especially if it's cold and it's like a really thick ball. Mm-hmm. Man. Oh. Okay, one last thing. Whenever they were doing the class intros and Kate was like, well, my parents are divorced. And then
what makes you special?
My parents are divorced. And then like everybody in the class turned around and was like, what does that have to do? Her name isn't like Cat. It's Kate. I don't know if that's the only thing I could come up with, but it had no context. And why would you make fun of someone's parents being divorced?
Yeah, they're just like, she's just being her.
Everybody in the class just piled in on her.
I like when the teacher is bouncing the globe on her
Yeah.
head, and then they're like, "Where'd you learn to do that?" Prison.
Huh?
And then just like the guy like spits out the jawbreaker,
Yeah.
and it hits the guy in the back of the neck. The sound effect, you just like hear it like stick.
Yes.
Oh, that was good.
Yes.
That's good.
One of the one of the few lines from Squints was at the beginning in the classroom, and I thought it was a little too political for this. But he was like,
Oh yeah.
I think it's before Reaganomics, miss.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
did catch that.
All right.
I did catch that, and I also felt like I feel like that wouldn't line up with the political
Of Texas.
ideologies of a small town in Texas. But
Yeah, I don't think so. Whatever.
like I actually thought about the demographics of the class, and like they weren't like stereotypical like Texans,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, they
good.
really
Like,
weren't.
yeah, like
There
they were
wasn't
just
many-
like a hodgepodge of like different people from
Yeah.
different backgrounds.
Newt was the most Texan out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Larry. We're in
the double take
high
of the
vis.
ref.
Yeah.
He's like, what? Okay.
First time in goal.
Yeah.
Um, there's the scene where they're going to the crowd and the big green. The whole town of Elma is there to support, and they're just doing all these cheers and stuff. And it's, what do we got? Goat, like because that's their mascot.
Mm-hmm.
And they got, what do we got? They kept saying, what do we got? Goat. Who do we got? Goat. Stuff like that. And then the Knights, the coach had it in his megaphone, and he said, what do we do with goat? And then the Knights fans said, barbecue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Thought that was weird.
Yeah. I think that one could have benefited from a second draft.
Yeah, I think so too. But whatever.
I did like the Knights did have like that, chant at the end of the game. That's like 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we decimate?
Decimate. Yeah, that was so. Oh, I was so mad at that.
No sportsmanship.
Those Bell Shoals Baptist vibes. Them cheaters.
Yep.
Man, we really have talked about the league, the Christian Athletes League of
A lot, yeah.
early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. I'm not afraid to say it, though.
Tampa,
Bell Shoals
Florida.
Baptist, they were cheaters.
They did cheat. They got caught cheating one time, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They had got their coach ejected in one of our games because he was yelling at the ref. Man, oh man.
Like when Larry's dad like yells at him to like get out of the car and go play. And he's just like,
whew, get out. Whew. Larry is overall a vibe.
yeah.
He's very funny. He's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I've got.
Yeah, I
for
think we should
now.
wrap it up here.
We definitely should wrap it up. We've been recording a while.
I didn't expect to go this long.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, it was good.
So, letterbox score for you, Jeremy?
Dude,
I want you to go first.
I think I'm going to go 3.5.
Yeah.
Because I love this movie. I just, it's not good. It's very funny.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I'm going to watch this with my kids. And I probably don't need to watch it unless I really want to. It was definitely not as good this time through. But.
Yeah.
One of the weaker
I
of the
feel,
sports universe.
I feel similarly, but I think I'm going to give it a 4, and that's just nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much nostalgia tied to this movie for me that even though, like, I recognize it doesn't hold up as well as you would hope it would.
Yeah.
Like, it's just got some great moments. It's got some great music, got some great scenes. Staple of my childhood.
Very big staple of your childhood. And small staple of mine, I would say. But yeah, this is definitely your movie for sure.
Well, thanks everybody for listening. We didn't really expect to talk about the Big Green for as long as we did, but here we are. It happens to us every time, it feels like. You can follow us on Instagram over at Inside Quotes Cast. Jeremy's been posting the show art there. Our show art for the podcast itself is done by Bryce Bridgman. Follow him on Instagram at Groovy Bridge. Also, we've got Patreon, where we're posting bonus episodes where it's Jeremy and I catching up before we record each week, talking about what movies we've watched, TV shows.
And they're not
stories,
all
any-
kids' movies,
you know.
because we watch real movies also. So
It's
you wanna
mostly
be-
not.
yeah, it's really mostly just movies in the theater. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, you did see Looney Tunes this year.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, if you want to be a part of the show and help us out some more, and join us on Patreon.
And if you're watching on YouTube, we really appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe,
Yeah.
like, comment, all that stuff. We really appreciate it.
All right. Jonathan, thanks for making me a part of this. And we'll see you guys on Inside Quotes next time on Inside Quotes.
See ya.
See ya. It's late.